But for power users as well, there's a whole bunch of productivity enhancements with the Alt Tab and desktops and docking and things like that. Could you give us a quick overview of that? Now you've opened up about 1 million applications.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah, it'll be a good way to figure out how we can actually sort out and work with those applications now that they're all open.
So there are two different ways to see all of the applications you have running. You can do your alternate tab, which will show you those applications, and you can then switch to the application that you want to have your focus.
That's very familiar with Windows 7, Windows 8 type
absolutely. Or you can do the Windows tab, and the Windows tab has a similar look and feel, and I'm seeing all of my applications, but they've been arranged to maximize the available screen space, and I can then choose the application I want to have my focus on or the application I want to switch to. So,
and then they're like live, aren't they, as well?
I'm sorry?
Those are like live as well. What you see is what's actually happening.
Exactly. So those should seem familiar. In addition, Windows 7 and Windows 8 users should be familiar with the concept of snap. So if I take an application and I snap it to one side of the screen, we know that that's going to fill half the screen with this application. What's new is the other half of the screen is going to be filled with another application, and it's going to give me a choice. Here are the applications that are running. Which one would you like to fill the other half of the screen with? And so it's like the snap from before, except that we've taken it one step further and said, because you've got other applications running, let's show you what they are. Now, to take that one step further, that's familiar. Now here's where we extend it. If I take that application and I put it into the corner instead, what I'm going to find is that I can snap the third application into the other corner. In other words, I'm literally getting quarters of the screen. So it's not just halves that we support snapping for, we now support snapping to quarters. No snapping dates yet.
Yeah, and so again, that just gives you the ability to see everything on one screen to, again, maximize your productivity. This could be your email, this could be Skype running so you can see people chatting and stuff like that, as well as writing out your proposal or accessing a spreadsheet on the right-hand pane.
Exactly. For example, my father, he transfers a lot of information from a browser-based environment for his stock information into an Excel spreadsheet. He loves Snap because he can put them side by side, and now he can keep his email running at the same time and see it all simultaneously.
Are there any other features around this? Like I have multiple screens and things like that right now. Is there anything like that we can
So excellent that you
10?
Mentioned that. For multiple screens, what we have the ability to do is we do support and still support multiple physical monitors. So in other words, I can do this snap operation across 2 or 3 physical monitors if I have 2 or 3 physical monitors. But what's new to Windows 10 is when I do the Windows tab, I have the ability to create a new desktop. And when I create a new desktop, what that's going to let me do is it's going to let me effectively dock applications on the new desktop. So when I do that Windows tab, I can take, for instance, the Word application and I can dock it on the other desktop, and I can take the PowerPoint and I can dock that on the other desktop. And now when I go to that desktop, I will see Word and PowerPoint already arranged and on that desktop. What's nice is that it will retain this orientation between sessions. In other words, I can keep this desktop arrangement and use it over and over again between operating sessions. And if I want to go to my first desktop, alternate tab, go to the first desktop, and there are the other applications that I might have running. So I can add applications to either desktop, and I can orient and arrange each desktop. So as you've described this, it's like having multiple monitors, but I only have a single screen. I just get to switch now between the virtual desktops.
Just keeping you more focused in what you're doing and able to be more productive.
And again, it's useful if you have a particular operation or particular function that you do where you're analyzing or transferring data, or perhaps you're in some form of sales role and you've arranged your customer relationship management tool and your Outlook in a particularly productive way for you, And then there's everything else that you do. And so rather than putting that on top of each other, you're able to effectively have them side by side and then switch between the two views.